When you think about it, a writer is a lot like a builder. Seriously. A builder uses materials like steel and concrete to construct a skyscraper. Well, for a writer, words are those materials. And if you get them right, you can build something incredibly powerful. But get them wrong, the whole thing can just fall apart. So today, we're going to open up the writer's toolbox. This quote right here just nails it. Every single word you choose is a brick you're laying down. And just like one cracked brick can weaken an entire wall, one single wrong word can make your whole point collapse. It's kind of like cooking, You use the wrong ingredient, even a small one, and it changes the entire recipe.
And this is the perfect example. I mean, look at cilantro and parsley. To the naked eye, they look almost exactly the same, right? But if you've ever used one instead of the other by mistake, you know you've just created a completely different dish. A tiny word choice error can do the exact same thing. It can totally change the flavor of what you're trying to say.
So, to make sure we're always building these strong, impressive structures with our words, we're going to do just that. We're opening up the writer's toolbox. And we're going to pull out 3 essential tools that are going to help you build with precision and power every single time.
All right, first up, let's grab tool number 1, the error detector. Think of this as your first line of defense. It's all about spotting and fixing those sneaky, common mistakes that can completely undermine your message before you even get going. Okay, let's kick things off with a classic mix-up. There, and there. They all sound exactly the same, which is why our brains love to just swap them around. But here's the trick. You just got to pause for a second and sound it out. If you can say they are, you use there. If you're talking about a place, it's there. And for everything else that involves owning something, it's there. Simple little checks like this are exactly what the error detector is for. And here's another one, affect versus effect. My little hack for this is to remember that the A in affect stands for action. It's the verb, the doing word. And the E in affect stands for end result. It's the noun. So the hurricane winds affect the rainfall, and the effect of that is crop growth. Action, result. You'll never mix them up again. So what about its and its? Man, this one trips people up constantly. But the solution is so simple. Just look for the apostrophe. If you see that little apostrophe, it always means it is or it has, 100% of the time. If there's no apostrophe, it's showing possession, like the butterfly and its wings. That apostrophe is your secret weapon. Look, avoiding these traps isn't about being a genius, right? It's about building a system for yourself. Crack open a dictionary when you're not sure. Keep a running list of the words that you personally get mixed up. And then actively study examples of commonly confused words. This is how you go from being a passive writer to an active editor of your own work. It's how you build that solid, error-free foundation. Okay, let's grab our second tool. This is the precision laser. Now, being correct is awesome, but it's really just the starting line. This tool is what helps us refine our choices so we can go from just being understood to making a real lasting impact on our reader. And the secret to this kind of precision is all about understanding something called connotation. So every word has its dictionary definition, right? But it also has a kind of emotional vibe, a cultural feeling that comes with it. That's its connotation. And it can be positive, negative, or totally neutral. Okay, let's take a word like scrawny. The dictionary just says it means exceptionally thin. But the connotation, it's definitely negative. It makes you think of weakness, maybe being unhealthy. You probably wouldn't call an athlete you admire scrawny, right? Now compare that to skinny. The dictionary definition is pretty much the same, but that emotional vibe is completely different. In our culture, skinny can be neutral or even positive. We talk about skinny jeans or getting a skinny latte. It's a whole different feeling. And then, finally, we have lean. This one's the most neutral of the bunch. It's a more objective, almost clinical word that just describes a lack of fat, without all that strong positive or negative emotional baggage. So you see, scrawny, skinny, lean. They're all technically similar, but in terms of meaning, they are worlds apart. And this is the other side of that precision laser, getting specific. I mean, saying my new puppy is cute is fine, but it's kind of blurry. It doesn't really tell me anything. But describing it as a ball of white fuzz with the biggest black eyes I have ever seen, wow, now that paints a crystal clear picture in my head. Specific, vivid language is what brings your writing to life. All right, time for our final tool, and this one is all about actively adding more options to our toolkit. This is the vocabulary expander. It's about how you can systematically grow your personal word bank so you always have the perfect tool for whatever job you're doing.
And you know, a really powerful way to do this is to start cracking the code of prefixes and suffixes. Think of them like little Lego bricks for words. Let's just take a super common one, RE. All it means is again. I mean, just look at the power of that one little piece. Re means to do something again, review, redo, rebuild. And then you have dis or un, which completely flips the meaning. Dissatisfied, unacceptable. The cool thing is, once you start recognizing these patterns, you don't just learn one new word. You unlock the power to understand and even build hundreds of them.
And you know, another essential part of this is your thesaurus. But please, don't think of it as just a boring list of synonyms. It's an idea finder. It helps you explore all these different shades of meaning to find the perfect word, not just a different one. It's how you go from saying something is big to deciding if it's large, huge, enormous, or colossal. It all depends on the exact feeling you want to create.
Whew, okay, that was a lot. So let's bring it all home and do a quick recap of the 3 essential tools that you've just added to your personal writer's toolbox. But here's the thing. The real magic happens when you realize these tools all work together. The error detector helps you build that solid, mistake-free foundation. Then, the precision laser comes in to refine that structure, choosing words that are vivid and impactful. And all the while, the vocabulary expander is your ongoing project, constantly adding new and better materials for you to build with. So, at the end of the day, every single word you write is a choice. It's a brick you're laying, a detail you're carving into the stone. These tools, they give you the power to go from building a simple shed to crafting an architectural masterpiece. So I guess the only question left is, with this new toolkit, what are you going to build?